finds the result. So I don't think there is any specialty has been added to Titli because of YRF and DBP. Kanu would have made the same film under any circumstances. I think the fact that someone like YRF and someone like DBP, who nobody could have imagined, could have collaborated together, a bit like Imran Hashmi and Abhay Deol acting in a film, which they did. So I think that's the happy coincidence. Not a coincidence, that's a happy thing, and I'm proud of bringing that about along with YRF, because DBP probably knows a bit about making a film like Titli while preserving. But DBP really doesn't know how to call all of you guys together under one platform and tell you about the film. DBP really does not have the wherewithal to completely lay out the whole production and the financial and the PR machinery for Titli to have a smooth run at Cannes. YRF does. When our sales reps see that this small film comes to them from a co-producer who is also the producer of the biggest film of Cannes, which is opening the film festival, then they have a little more respect for us. This is the synergy where we win, because each one of us is taking a strength and from each other and feeding off each other, and I think that's good for Indian cinema. This is the first of its kind. Nobody expected that this would happen, but I'm hoping that this would become the norm. I know that whatever film YRF produces stands behind it. It never lets a child sing. There are good films, there are bad films, there are average films. But a producer is always good or bad. A producer may make a good film or a bad film or an average film. But a producer's inherent quality to stand behind a film, no matter what, is very important. And that is what I respect of YRF, that it stands behind what it says. Another thing that I've noticed is that YRF we are probably 100th the size of YRF. We also love the business of making films. I may produce Titli today, I may produce Detective Byomkesh Bokshi tomorrow, and I may produce a slapstick comedy 3 years from now if it takes my fancy. But the fact is that I love the business and I love the process of making films. And same for all of us here. I think that's what brings us together.
The film is set now. It's set in today. And actually it deals with multiple themes. Patriarchy just happens to be one of the strong sort of notes that it hits on. But it's as much a film about family and about the circularity that travels within a family, about the images that travel within a family, how the more we try to escape this one strong image in our family and try to get away physically, the more we actually distance ourselves physically, the more we obsess with increasing that distance, the more we find that that person is deep-rooted within us much more, and how we realize years later that we've almost turned into that same person. So that's one of the central themes of the film. And then there's the patriarchy. There's obviously we are as a society probably going through that phase of change where the roles of men and women are changing, and the Indian man probably is today struggling against it a little bit, trying to redefine that role and trying to come to grips with where he stands, or you know, how to grip this whole thing. So it's about, ultimately we are talking about 4 men in a house suddenly put in front of a woman, a new woman inside that house. So yes, their behavior to that girl becomes a part of the equation naturally, but it's not something, I guess what I'm saying is, I'm not trying to make a comment on patriarchy. The film is not me trying to tell you something about patriarchy. It's just a story that unfolds with these characters, and they behave in certain ways with each other, which all of us behave in. We have the same patterns, and you just witness this strange, interesting story. And yeah, I mean, I guess I would like people to make whatever they want to make out of it. So I wouldn't want to bracket it as just a film about patriarchy. No, I think I'd be giving myself just a little bit too much importance if I said I made a lot of conscious decisions. Truth is, it's an honest sort of document of you know, of our times. It's personal in many ways. It's lived in many ways. And obviously the lived has been a dive boat, and we've moved forward then and fictionalized it and found another story altogether, me and Sharath, as we've gone through the process of discovering this screen. The score is by Karan Gaur, and yeah, I mean there are no songs per se in the film, so it's a background score that you have to hear, and yeah, I mean it sort of sticks with you. That's my opinion. But you have to hear the score, and there are 5 principal characters in the film. There are the 3 brothers, Vikram, Bawla, and Titli. Vikram is played by Ranveer Shori. Bawla is played by Amit Syal. Titli is played by Shashank Arora. It's a debut for him. And then there's the character of Neelu, who Titli marries in the film. That's played by Shivani Raghuvanshi. That's again a debut. And then there's the character of the father, and that's played by Lalit Behel, and that again is a debut. So out of the 5 principals, 3 are a debut.
Patriarchal unit in the film is also Kanu's father, and he apparently was cast for a wonderful cardiac surgery scar on his chest, and we didn't have to spend money for makeup. I'm just kidding. He has the scar that really works for the film, but Kanu's father is an actor and a producer of plays, theatre and television in Delhi, and Kanu kind of forced him into acting as the father, and I think it's a coup. It affects you in the way that you didn't imagine it would affect you. Let me warn you, Titli is a film, and I'm being unashamed here. Titli is a film, no matter whether you like it or not like it, Titli is a film that will leave you affected for a long time. So, I mean, it's something to grapple with. It's something to negotiate with, and that's what the cast stands for. I also think it's Ranveer Shori's career best performance. His career best performance, I've said it on record, you can quote me. It is Ranveer Shori's career best performance. He's topped Khosla Ka Ghosla. I'm very proud to say. And I'm also very personally proud that a fine actor like Amit Syal, whose face I showed probably for about 3 minutes in all of Love, Sex or Dhokha. He was a prime protagonist in Love, Sex or Dhokha. But because he was carrying the Sting camera, poor guy's face was never seen. But his presence was felt throughout. So Amit Syal is seen and a fine actor, and you can see what a tremendous actor he is and what a tremendous support he gives to the film. And it is one of the best acted films that I've seen after a long time, where you are not even aware that the actors are acting. But this is the film enthusiast in me talking. A lot of the credit, along with Kanu, goes to Atul Mongia, the associate director of the film, who also was the casting director and the workshop director of Love, Sex or Dhokha. So Atul Mongia is another person to watch out for, because he's contributed in many unsaid ways to many films like Love, Sex or Dhokha and Titli, with a tremendous cast and a tremendous workshop, a preparation for the actors, which gives the director what he needs. नहीं है, कान एक मार्केट भी है. कान हम इसलिए जा रहे हैं और शौक से, क्योंकि एक तो कान में सिलेक्ट हुए हैं, लेकिन कान में तितली के लिए इंटरनेशनल ऑडियंस और मार्केट के लिए एक बहुत बड़ा दरवाजा है जो खुल जाता है. इंटरनेशनल प्रोड्यूसर्स और डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर्स कान में इसीलिए आते हैं ताकि उनको कनु बहल जैसी नई आवाज़ें, नए डायरेक्टर्स मिलें, जिन्हें वो इंटरनेशनल दर्शकों के सामने. और इसके लिए हमने हाथ मिलाया गुनीत मोंगा, जो अनुराग कश्यप के साथ उन्होंने बहुत सारी फिल्मों को भारत से बाहर फेस्टिवल्स में, मतलब उनको जन्म दिया है, वो माँ है उन फिल्मों की. इसीलिए हमने गुनीत से सबसे पहले बात की और हमने कहा कि जिस तरह से आप कान में फिल्मों को प्रेजेंट कर सकते हैं, हम शायद उतना नहीं कर सकते, क्योंकि हम इंडियन प्रोड्यूसर्स हैं, हमको बाहर का एक्सपीरियंस उतना अच्छा नहीं है, मुझे तो उतना अच्छा नहीं. और इसलिए सिक्या एंटरटेनमेंट केम ऑन बोर्ड एज कंसल्टेंट्स फॉर द इंटरनेशनल सेल्स एंड मार्केटिंग ऑफ द फिल्म. इस मुकाम पे खड़े हैं कि फिल्म अभी कान में गई भी नहीं है, और उससे पहले ही गुनीत हमारे लिए इंटरनेशनल सेल्स रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स उन्होंने हमारी फिल्म को दिलवा दिए हैं, जो खुद उस फिल्म की पैरवी कान में करेंगे. वो इंटरनेशनल सेल्स एजेंट्स पूरे वर्ल्ड के सबसे बड़े और सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट सेल्स एजेंट्स में से हैं, जो फिल्म को वहाँ पे पब्लिसाइज करेंगे, फिल्म को वहाँ पे इंडस्ट्री स्क्रीनिंग्स में ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लोगों को दिखाएंगे, ताकि तितली वहाँ पे बस फेस्टिवल के 2 दिन प्ले करके वापस ना आए. तितली को इंटरनेशनल ऑडियंस के मुखातिब करने का जितना भी चांस हो हम उस फिल्म को दे सकते हैं. I think Guneet should talk about it more than I should.
मैं बस एक थोड़ा सा एक चीज़ कहना चाहती हूँ जो मेरे साथ आज भी और ज़िंदगी भर रहेगी. आज से 1 साल पहले दिबाकर टोल्ड मी अबाउट तितली एंड ऑल ही सेड, मैं शायद ज़िंदगी में पता नहीं कितनी फिल्में बनाऊंगा, बट जो भी मैं फिल्म बनाऊंगा ना, आई जस्ट वांट कि वो सबसे अच्छी फिल्म हो, और उसके बाद अगर मैं ना रहूं तो आई विल बी एट पीस कि मैंने वो पिक्चर प्रोड्यूस की. सो उतनी शिद्दत से एंड उतनी मेहनत से when I saw तितली in October November and I have to say कि जो भी मेरा वजूद है और जो भी मुझे नॉलेज है, दिस इज़ बाय फार द बेस्ट फिल्म दैट आई हैव सीन, एंड आई एम इन एब्सोल्यूट ऑ. सो इट्स completely my pleasure to do this and to introduce Titli in Cannes to our partners, to people who I have met over the last 5-6 years. हम लोग वहाँ पिछले 3 साल से मैं फिल्म्स के साथ वहाँ जा रही हूँ, एंड स्लोली हमने एक मार्केट इंडियन फिल्म्स के लिए खड़ी की है, एंड वो इंडियन लैंग्वेज फिल्म्स हैं. हम पूरी दुनिया में वी आर ऑल अंडर वन कैटेगरी विच इज़ फॉरेन लैंग्वेज फिल्म्स. इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज के बाहर हम लोग सब फॉरेन लैंग्वेज हैं, चाहे वो चाइनीज़ फिल्म है, कोरियन फिल्म है, इटालियन, ईरानियन, एनी फिल्म, सिंगापुर फिल्म, और इंडियन फिल्म, हिंदी लैंग्वेज फिल्म. सो हम लोग सब फॉरेन लैंग्वेज कैटेगरी में हैं, एंड हम लोग काफ़ी सारे हैं, एंड हम लोग बहुत एंड समवेयर इंटरनेशनली फॉरेन फिल्म कम्युनिटी इज़ रिगार्डेड एज फिल्म मेकर्स हु वैल्यू द आर्ट ऑफ फिल्म मेकिंग. मतलब हम लोग बहुत ज़्यादा कॉम्पिटिशन है, एंड फॉर वर्ल्ड वाइड, एंड आउट ऑफ दैट तितली इज़ इन द मेन सेक्शन ऑफ कान. एंड हमारे पार्टनर्स हैं वेस्ट एंड फिल्म्स फ्रॉम UK एंड XYZ फ्रॉम US, XYZ फिल्म्स. इन दोनों ने बहुत सालों से बहुत अच्छा काम किया है बाकी दुनिया में. दे आर रिप्रेजेंटिंग तितली इन द वे, एंड इट वाज एक्चुअली आवर ड्रीम ऑफ ऑल आवर इंडिपेंडेंट फिल्म मेकर्स ड्रीम टू हैव अ फिल्म represented by a big studio, a big producer in India, and go to Titli and go to Cannes in the main section and be represented by the best in the world. अब आगे क्या होगा वो हमें 1 और 10 दिन के बाद पता चलेगा. In terms of going there and in terms of showing the film, I think Dibakar and Yash Raj have left no stone unturned, and it is phenomenal how Titli is represented there. In fact, already काफ़ी publications में Titli is amongst the top 10 films to see in the entire Cannes, and it's a very big deal that we are there amongst the whole world. So the competition is not within India or within peers from here. It is जिन masters की फिल्में देखकर हम देख कर यहाँ तक आए हैं, उन्हीं के साथ Kanu's film is in Titli, which is what is phenomenal.